Well, it's a bit of an overcast, gloomy day, but I've got the light as much as I can set. So this is my solar control panel distribution board thing that I have in the shed. And it's all very complex, but basically we've got a meter that cycles between the batteries to tell you what their voltage is, just basic health. It can be configured for current as well, but I don't because that's scary. I've got some switching relays there that do various things like the screwdriver charger or that sort of thing. Moving down, this is the, can I get that to, yeah, there we go. Ignore that, it's going to be sanded and painted. This is the thing that tells me how many watts are coming out of the solar panels for this particular system. This is the voltage and current being drawn, a battery connections, enabled this, a turn on and off switch, Jesus, a solar on and off switch, illuminated green, and the actual thing that controls all of that. Now this bit here, these three items are connected to the 24 volt system which runs the fridge. I also have another 75 amp hour battery system which runs basic things like this battery logic and relay control board and the relays themselves. Anyway, so yeah, and this one just runs, well, it just charges the shared iPhone that I'm using. The water tank, pump, isolation switch, and this is a nice little thing that I've done just to, so I can either plug into the terminals here or, oh, there's a cockatoo making that noise. I can plug into the terminals here or into this, plug this into something, and I can select which battery I want the 12 volts to come from. This is all regulated to 12 volts because, you know, there's the batteries sort of run at 13 volts and yeah, 13 volts. The sun isn't out at the moment. This bit here is the what do you call it? Inverter. Trying to get the light a bit better. Let's go back up here. And it's not going to work. But anyway, you get the idea. This inverter is connected to, it will give me 240 volts. It's connected to a different battery, which I have, as they say, jerry-rigged to this. And it runs down to here. And then these are the batteries in question. That's the 100 amp hour. There are 200 amp hours back there that are in parallel to give me the 24 volts. There's the 75 amp hour. Is that 75? No, that's the 18 at the front. Get out of the way. That's the 18 at the front, and the 75 is the one at the back. That's the inverter there, and these are just some little tiddlers for messing about with. But I have to put this up here somewhere. Okay, I've had enough. One of these days I will learn to work the exposure and lock it on this thing. I've tried clicking there, and then you move down here and it goes dark again. But anyway, I've finished. That took me a lot longer than I thought it would. All the bits and pieces. I've still got to take all the stickers off, and I'll have to repaint a bit and sand and all that. But the only thing I need to get going tonight, or today really, is the 24 volt battery system that runs the fridge. There's still a little bit of poo in here that I have to get rid of, but not real poo. But and these ones I'm just going to sort out. They're for the big solar panels. I'll fix those up, and little bits and pieces that have to be taken out, but that's mainly it. And I've got to take all these things off as well. There's quite a bit of crap. That's not crap, it all was working, but I mean, God almighty. And yes, you're thinking you'll never ever get that back together like it was, and well, that's the whole point. I don't want to. Well, some time has passed and very little's been done. However, what I am doing is jerry-rigging things just to check out that I've got everything right before I mount stuff. So I have actually, this is the 24 volt feed, so that's the positive and the negative from one set of cells, which leaves the rest of it coming down to here, which then feeds this, as it should, and then that will go to the solar bit on here. But I also have to put a switch in between these two, which is kind of annoying really, but I have to do it because I need to be able to isolate it quickly if I need to, because these are nice thick chunky wires, and the switch isn't going to have such nice thick chunky wires. But anyway, there you go. So I've got the soldering iron out now, and I've been crimping lugs, and it's very, 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 very close to, oh, it's 5:30. It's past beer time. I have this little power supply running the fridge with dangerously close connections to short out 24 volts, but it'll be fine as long as I don't brush against them. So I'm getting there. Okay, well, at 1844 I'm not much further along, except I have done things properly. The system has lovely little ferrules instead of bare wires and I haven't patched that up, and I've just hung the switch there, but I've used these ferrules, which are great. Get some. If you're doing anything with the electronics, get some. And this is the crimper that goes with them, and it does that. And they are on there for good. The little wires, you don't get this twisty stuff happening. It's fantastic. Well, as I said, I knew I'd be able to do it. I got the load on, and I got it's all just hanging at the moment. But, and that's hanging inside. And the switch is hanging inside, but once it's mounted I can fix everything. But let's see. Contact. Oh yes, we have a nice green light. Here we are again. I didn't do anything yesterday except I put a bit of stuff, what's it called, plugged some holes up with some spack filler. You spack filler. That one. Squeeze and scrape, which incidentally is a good name for an 80s punk rock band. Okay, it's time to get back into it. Well, I don't think the mess is any less, but I've made some progress on the board. I've got all the things mounted. The reason I lined the larger one up in the bottom, so the bottoms are all the same. The rest will balance out. These holes need to be plugged or filled. They're too big just for that. I've done a little job on there. Fortunately, this actually is right to put the what's-her-names back in, so that's one less thing I have to do. Well, less mess, and I'm sort of cleaning as I go. Little update on the board. I've got a few more things on there. These have to be blanked out. I've drilled some holes for the wires that go in. I don't know quite what happened here. That's a bit lower, and that one went a bit higher, but the wires will sort of mask that. Well, it might be a case of too much video, but it's better than none. This is where I am so far. This is not completely finished behind, but at least I know what I'm doing. This is actually showing the correct, I was going to say temperature, voltage for the 100 amp hour battery, which is the one up the top. And in here, all this is nicely done. That's what we want. And I've started, oh, the scanner's still on, it's the fire brigade or whatever. I have started, instead of having all of I'm using one with two for the positive and negative, and there is a common negative which has one connector that goes to 4 wires, and look, see, and the positive for measuring, and in here, yes, nice, tidy, getting there. I mean, the rest of the board looks like crap, but I haven't finished yet. There you go, we're getting there, hooray! Right, now, it all looks reasonably tidy here, and I've just closed it, so I'll open it again for you. But I'm quite elated because, come on, I didn't have to cram everything back in anymore. I mean, yeah, it's not finished yet, but see, I've got these things, the big stiff wires, come on, are all like that, and then they run out to here, and this looks terrible, but it's, you know, the 12 volt light power supply is there, the screwdriver charger, the blind, and I can get to them all by opening. It's hinged at the top with a bit of sticky tape. You can't see it very well, I haven't got the lights on, but yeah, I just thought I'd show you I'm getting there. Well, it's been a few days, mostly just been rewiring. I've just been sort of rerunning the existing wires. I put it all back together. Oh, your finger's hanging out. Get back. I need to make that hole just a wee bit bigger so it stays. However, I am pleased to report this, I know it still looks a little messy, but it's a damn sight better than what it was. And I know where everything is. Nothing's hanging, everything's sort of in its place. The lights work. You couldn't really see the difference, but I'm done. And when you close it, everything just goes in. I don't have to fight with it to tuck everything back in again. It's not by much, but it's there. Anyway, I think I'll screw it back together and have a beer to celebrate. There it is. Well done, Lloyd.